making sense of the senseless and overthrowing governments that are reckless. May it make sense. Make it make sense.
This is the Make It Make Sense podcast damage report. My name is Sick and Tired of this shit.
But I'm still Travis Lee, in fact.
Oh, Travis, come on. No fun name?
I think my name's pretty fun. I think it's pretty jazzy. Travis Lee. It's pretty good.
You're about as jazzy as that airplane that just went by.
I let other people call me names, whether it's a nickname that I earn or for some reason, or if they want to call me some kind of derogatory name, I let other people call me my name. To myself, I'm Travis.
Here's the thing. If anybody is calling you derogatory names, you know who you need to call.
I'm very protective of my name since I went to prison and lost my name and had to go through boot camp where they literally take your name away at the beginning of boot camp in prison.
Do they really?
And then you're inmate 5. I'm not going to say my number, but you're inmate number blank blank. And then at the end of the prison boot camp, there's a graduation ceremony where you earn your name back. And then they release you back into society.
Well, that sounds a little lovely, but not a whole lot lovely.
I needed that at the time. I 100% praise that place. And the fact that there's only, I don't know how many today, but there were only 120 beds total for men and women. Like 20 of them are for women, and the other 100 are for men in the entire state of Wisconsin for that program is a shame.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be what when you go to prison? Rehabilitated.
Yes, and I was.
And he was. I love Travis since I was 14. He's one of my favorite people on this entire
Me too.
earth.
I like that dude a lot. But I didn't before I went to prison.
Yeah, but I didn't know. Yeah. Like, I didn't know until someone told me that he was incarcerated, and I was so excited when he came home. And we've kind of been stuck at the hip since then because I don't want to let him, But, yeah.
Anyway.
And I'm not crying. So, hi. So this week, we have lots going on. And so this week we're just going to do a little damage report, tell you some things, throw some things from the old show into this show. And then we have a little exciting news to tell you towards the end. And you're going to want to stick around because there's going to be a little teaser that comes your way in a separate little segment. So stay tuned for that. You'll notice that there'll be a couple new voices around. And some exciting things coming up for spring because it's sprinter out here in Wisconsin. Hey, Russia, is it sprinter there? We'd like to know what the weather's like. Is it still snowing? Because it was 75 degrees here in Wisconsin today. But anywho, I'm reclaiming my time. And this is Travis Lee over here. And I'm going to tell you some things.
How are you reclaiming your time?
I'm always reclaiming my time.
Who stole your time?
This administration, the traffic signs, black men have been reclaiming taking my time.
They've been taking his time?
Yes. Bernie Sanders didn't take my time though. That was a good time. And then who else?
He's once again asking for your time.
Yeah, well, he is asking for my time, but I had to tell the Kenosha Dems that I'm in the 92%. I'm not knocking doors or canvassing. Let's see. Where are we here? We talked about that. We did go on a field trip, and we
went on a field trip.
Yeah, it's like we didn't get on a yellow bus though. We had snacks.
On a field trip, and we had a chaperone.
We had a chaperone, Travis's mom. Although more so, we were chaperoning her. Shout out to Denise, friend of the pod. And but we are gonna give you what we promised first before we talk about Mr. Sanders. Is we're going to give you those great history moments for because it's Women History Month.
I like history.
Yes, I have been.
Big fan.
Mr. Rodall would
Big
be so
fan.
proud of us.
Big fan of history.
Big fan.
Especially when other people aren't. I like to remind them of history. And
Yeah, so that's
how
why-
it often repeats itself, Davette. Did you know that history be repeating?
Well, yeah, we have an episode coming up soon that's going to talk about history repeating itself.
I know a lot of people don't really believe that, but
Well, I mean, I wasn't there the first time, but I certainly read about it. It's just so fun. Okay, so this week in women's history, today starts Girl Scout Week. I was a Girl Scout.
You were?
Yep, for until I was in high school, and then we didn't have a leader anymore, so she moved to Florida.
So I wanted to be a Boy Scout more than anything in the world.
Probably was a good idea that you weren't.
And I was not allowed to because my mom told me straight up, she said, the Boy Scouts are a fascist organization and you are not allowed to join. And
A fascist organization.
she said that in 1986.
So maybe
Yeah.
she just told you that because she knew about the other shenanigans that they were doing.
She didn't like anything that was military style whatsoever. So
Military style? She thought it was military?
military style, anything that has ranks and stuff like that, and she thought they were a bunch of fascists and she wouldn't let me join. But the concession that she made was that one year for Christmas she bought me a bunch of Boy Scout guidebooks so that I could learn to tie the knots and do all the things in there.
Well,
but I
that's
wasn't
good.
allowed to go and
To the meetings
and
and
thank Jesus for everything and join their
They
little
were
clique.
thanking Jesus?
Yeah, God was a big part of the Boy Scouts. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know about God being a big part, but I'm glad that we aren't having to
So I was
go-
allowed to. And I'm glad I didn't, but I'm
glad
I
you
wouldn't
did.
have fit
Girl
in.
Scouts was great. I sold all the cookies. I have a memory of our basement being full of boxes and boxes of cookies that my parents had to bag up because me and my sister didn't do it. But it is Girl Scout Week. I did attempt to go to the Girl Scout headquarters, but that when you go on vacation with pickled drunk white ladies, you don't get to go to the Girl Scout Museum in South Carolina. But it is Juliette Gordon Lowe founded the Girl Scouts of the United States of America in 1912. So the organization has a commitment to empowering young girls and women, and I'm going to tell you, I'm empowered. I enjoyed my time with the Girl Scouts. I went camping. I slept outside once. That's the one time I slept outside in an A-frame. I don't ever need to sleep outside ever again.
You've only slept outside once?
I mean, in a tent and like outside and that.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I've slept in my car, but
Wow.
yeah, I need to go glamping. So I need a very high blow up mattress and, like they do on the movies. I need that.
Yeah.
And I can't afford that, so hotels it is. But we can go like to the woods and stay in a cabin or something. I'm down for that. And maybe one night you might get me to sleep outside in a maybe, but there still needs to be a blow up mattress. I'm not sleeping on the ground.
I love camping.
I know you do. I'm too bougie for that. That's about as bougie as I get. I'm not sleeping on the ground. I can't get up. Like I got too many cracks and crackles.
Yeah.
Okay. Also today it's Mario Day, but that's not.
March 10th. Yep.
Yeah, it's March 10th. Shout out to my friend Mario. But today is one of my favorite days because it's also honoring my cat.
Why is it honoring a cat?
Because my cat's name is Harriet Tubman, and it's Harriet Tubman Day. So I should be resting, but instead I'm doing a podcast for you assholes.
Aw, that's
Oh, no,
nice.
I'm not. I'm sorry. Nobody's an asshole.
Okay.
Okay. But it was established in 1990. On this day, United States officially recognized that March 10th as Harriet Tubman Day, honoring the life and legacy of this courageous abolitionist and conductor of the Underground Railroad. The holiday was established through Public Law 101-252, and it was signed by Daddy Bush, George H.W. Bush in it then. And yes, I named my cat Harriet Tubman, Slayer of Male Occasions. That is her official name on her birth certificate, and they have to call her that when she goes to the vet. And it gets chuckles every time.
You think?
It's a crowd pleaser. Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth are my heroes. And actually, my car's name is Angela Davis.
Your car's name is Angela Davis?
Yes, yes. And so that's, like, I cycle through those names of cars because those women are phenomenal. If you don't know who they are, you should look them up. All right. So also today is the birth of RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She served as an Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court for 27 years, renowned for her advocacy and gender equality and civil liberties. She co-founded the Women's Right Project at the ACLU and played a pivotal role in landmark decisions that advanced women's rights.
And I miss her.
And I miss her too, because if she was here, we wouldn't be where we are right now. And then Amelia Earhart. She loved planes. Amelia Earhart was a pioneering aviator and the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. Her achievements challenged traditional gender roles and inspired generations of women to pursue careers in aviation and other male-dominated fields. Let's go and give it up for 2, 3, and 4 amazing women that we are celebrating this week. Congratulations, ladies.
Good job, ladies.
Good job.
Of history.
All right, so you want to know what them Dems doing?
I do want to know what they're doing because I don't think it's a whole lot.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say I had to dig, and then I had to argue with the internet, and then I had to dig some more. But so first up, they are all hyped about this lawsuit against Trump and the mass firings.
Yes.
A lawsuit. That's literally what they're excited about. Because nothing says we're really getting stuff done like a paper trail. 19 states, including New York, have banded together to take legal action. Thank you, Plain. They want to stop the mass firings so they can get the workers reinstated. Trump's been tossing people out, left and right like they're old papers. And,
But we know from experience he doesn't throw out old papers either. He keeps
he keeps them in his he takes them to Mar-a-Lago and puts them in his toilet. So I guess we gonna just be stuck in court for the whole his whole term. But we'll see what they're gonna happen. Next we have people pushing for investigations into Elon Musk. But who is gonna investigate him? Like who? Who is who?
Who and for what,
Oh, his shady dealings.
Yeah,
AOC wants to have these. She's introducing resolutions to look into who he's tied to, and I just I'm like, what? It's just crickets. Bloop, 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 bloop. How? My question is, who are they going to investigate? Because who's going to do the investigating? Excuse me, because the FBI is compromised, the CIA is compromised, everything is compromised. So are we bringing in do they have a super secret stash of people on their side, the people who got thrown away? I absolutely don't know. So
it would take Congress or the Senate to launch an investigation themselves.
But then it would have to be do they have people who are on both sides?
Yeah.
So do they a January 6th inquiry they did?
Shit, yeah.
Okay. Right. All right. Thanks, Travis, because maybe you should call and tell them because
we need more Republicans for that to happen.
Turkey Neck said he's done.
Turkey Neck's on his way out. Yeah.
So he could help because he doesn't like with the shenanigans, but he's got to get some other people to.
He's got to get a couple more.
Okay. Yeah. So all right. So there are some actually things that they're doing that we can kind of not be facetious about. The bipartisan infrastructure bill is finally getting some oversight. And yeah, I know this is not exciting, but we need infrastructure because they're tearing every else thing apart. So we got Elizabeth Warren and AOC are making sure that the infrastructure funds, infrastructure. Travis, help.
Infrastructure.
Thank you. I have a problem. I think I have a lisp now. The funds go where they are supposed to. So they don't go to greedy corporations, and they're not being mismanaged. Maybe we can actually fix roads and bridges, and public services. You know, this should be happening anyway. Ugh. But, you know, somebody's trying to be accountable and hold people accountable. And so if the Dems can hold fire under these people's feet, maybe we will actually get money like we're supposed to. And then we can hold our state and our local officials to the fire. So 3rd Street is not rickety anymore. And I don't feel like I'm going to fly off of the freeway because they ain't finished the hood part of I-43.
I know, right?
Moving on. Voting rights. So I, as a black woman, am very nervous that come 2028, it's going to be a sit-in to vote. So Senator Warnock and Hank Johnson, or Representative Hank Johnson, are really working hard to fight voter suppression. They're working on federal protections for voting rights. But, you know, the red states are increasingly making it harder for people to vote. So if you're from a red state and you're listening to us, please, you know, do what you can. Go start making some noise. They just walked across the Pettus Bridge today. Today is Bloody Monday. Or, you know, it's like they do it every year. Like, these states honor what Dr. King did. If you don't know about Bloody Sunday, well, you need to go learn about it. But they did it today because today is the 10th. You need to go learn. I will be putting out a video this week talking about it. So wait for that. But like, go learn about the civil rights movement and what they did to help everyone. Because just because black people got the right to vote with that doesn't mean that it didn't help everybody, because it did. It secured protections for everyone to have the right to vote, and everyone in this democracy deserves the right to go and vote and have their voice heard.
At the very least.
The very bare minimum, man. Like, sometimes I'm like, why are we, like, what are we voting for now? But okay, I still vote. Like, I still go look and see who the candidates are and talk to my friends and check, I'm the person that everybody calls when it's time to vote. Like, everybody calls me. I might not even live in where they live, but they still call me. Like, what do you think? Who this person? And if I don't know, I help them find out. I point them in the direction of somebody they should talk to. Because I don't even live in Madison anymore. People still call me. I don't live in Chicago anymore. People still call me. So, like, we have to, every Dem out there, or even if you're not a Democrat, like, we need to make sure that we get these idiots who are in these seats who just think that the rich and the uber rich and the out of insane rich are the people who should benefit from these things. Like, this is not the 1800s, people.
You sure?
Well, so finally, let's talk about climate change. This is not my area of expertise, but Ed Markey, whoever he is, Senator Ed Markey and Representative Omar are still working on this. And I know it's years and years and years, but I'm tired of shit being on fire. And I'm tired of shit being on fire. And people not having water and them selling the water away and them thinking that they can cut down them trees. Look, I haven't seen any of those trees. I've only seen the trees in the Rockies. I would like to see the what them things called, the redwoods.
Yeah.
I would like to see Yellowstone. So we have to do something. Like,
let's take a field trip.
Yeah, we are taking a field trip. I haven't even talked to Travis about this, but There are going to be field trips, and very soon, even if I have to shake my booty on the pole,
Damn.
we're going on field trips.
I'm
Because
not doing that.
Travis, I didn't ask you to. I just might need you to be my
I'm just
security.
letting you know.
You just
I'll be security. I can be
right.
security.
I just need we need to be pushing for stronger environmental protections, clean energy. You know, there's a big resistance to this because these people are big business. They want to smoke stacks. They want to burn stuff. They want to burn wood, and I can't have it. Like I don't have any kids.
Cut down the forest.
No, I don't have any kids, but kids need places to live.
That's right. They do.
And they should be able to see the forests.
And birds need places to
and
live.
And bears and squirrels and
bears,
deers.
Yeah.
And animals that we don't typically see in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Because that's where they gonna be. You think about if the redwood forest was gone, what is up in there everything, snakes, birds, bald eagles, right, like Travis said. So lastly, before we get to Bernie,
America chickens.
We gonna talk about the censure of Al Green.
Oh boy. You really want to get into this?
I just want to say, you Tim bumfuck Democrats, we're coming for you, and that's all I'm gonna say. Because I know
they got their reasons. Look, I know.
No, it is not. There's no reason. That was just dumb. They wanted to humiliate that man who has given his life for the damn bunk ass fucking Congress. There's no reason to put that on his record. It's like dumb. It's like what? So what? Yeah. All right, Mike Johnson looking like what's his face from fucking Simpsons. Mr. Burns is what's that dude's name? Mr. Burns' assistant. Oh, bitch. Sorry. Smithers, old bitch.
Sorry, I just laughed.
Like, I can't even I why does that even have anything to do with it? Like, I don't even understand, and we don't even have time to get into the not understanding. But like, why did y'all vote for that shit? Like, I would really, really love to know. And I don't think they're saying anything. I don't know if I saw any comments. I don't even want to see any comments from them because it makes no sense. Like, and I think they were all pale faces.
I don't know.
So y'all are y'all can't sit with us this week. And I think y'all they should be put out on the carpet and lose their jobs. So whatever states they're from, y'all know what to do.
I'm sorry, you think they should lose their jobs over that?
Yeah, I do. Because we stick together. Mm-hmm. All right, so enough about that and what they're doing and that, because if you want to hear more about my Trump speech, there is a TikTok. You can go to the Make It Make Sense podcast TikTok and follow it. I put content up there of me being silly, photos of Travis, and all sorts.
Against my will?
No, they're not against your will.
Oh.
He cooked a lovely meal for me today in solidarity of it being blended food time. I will post a picture of what he made. It was delicious. I can't wait to eat some more. But we're going to talk about our field trip. It's going to be amazing. Hopefully Travis talks more because I'm tired of talking. But he's just sitting here laughing. He literally does this every week so he can listen to me talk and he can laugh because he thinks I'm hilarious. I don't know what I'm doing.
I like to listen to this podcast, so I sit here and listen to it. This is when I listen to it.
This is when you listen to the podcast?
This is when I listen to it.
You don't listen to it after when it's all put together?
No, I listen to it while I'm editing it as well.
And then you just laugh?
Oh, just laugh. No, I don't laugh anymore because I already laughed the first time.
Oh, okay.
I'll sit in a dark room by myself, listening to me and you laughing, cackling at us.
I listen while I'm doing my makeup.
Funny.
I listen to it after you put it together, and I sometimes chuckle.
I don't like hearing my voice, so I don't never laugh when I hear my voice.
I don't like hearing my voice either, but I like hearing our banter.
I like hearing your voice.
Okay.
I
So,
like hearing your voice.
hey, baby.
Hey.
Okay. So, we're gonna take just like a little quick break.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah. I need to drink some water.
Oh.
And I think I think Russia might need some water too. And I don't know, maybe they don't. And we're gonna take just a 2-second break, and then we're gonna come back and tell you about Bernie.
All right.
We're making sense of the senseless and destroying the nonsense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Podcast.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Welcome back. It's the
Hi.
same old place you've been before.
Yeah, we're here. And somebody wants to go on a field trip.
I did.
Yes, Travis, tell us about the field trip.
Well, I wanted to go see Bernie. So Bernie is doing a little tour right now. I mean, I don't know what else to call it, really.
It is a tour. He's on a war tour with
Yeah.
a mic in his hand.
Yeah, he's 83-year-old Bernie Sanders is doing a tour of the U.S., going around to smaller communities mostly.
Rural communities. He you know, like, yeah.
Of course, in battleground states where
Yeah.
it's most important, but yeah, he's going around to small communities and really just holding rallies. And I mean, part of it is for April elections that are coming up, but I mean, that's not really the 100% focus of it. The title of the rally is like Fighting Oligarchies and stuff like
Fighting
that. I mean,
Oligarchies.
honestly, the things that he's been preaching about since day one, really.
It's
That-
the same
Yeah.
old Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie has not changed his tune since Bernie Sanders, what was that? He ran in when Hillary ran that 1st time, so that was 2016.
16.
Well, that wasn't the first time she ran, but the first time she ran after Obama. And you know, I also admit I sent Bernie Sanders $10 when he did that text thing. I was like, ooh, this is exciting. I have voted for Bernie Sanders, I think, at least one time. The one time, you know, I did.
too.
Because I was like, this is phenomenal. Like, yeah, you know, he's older. He's an older American. But, like, he's talking my language.
He speaks truth, and I mean, it's no frills. It's maybe not super exciting, and it's not the biggest bombast that you get from anybody, but I believe everything that comes out of his mouth are things that he truly believes in.
Right.
Are
I
things
mean-
that he truly believes in and has thought about and wants to make the world a better place for working class families. And whether you think that's too socialist for you, some of his ideas,
Well,
that's fine. That's
You
fine.
must not want roads, libraries,
yeah,
sewers.
because that's what socialism is, you know. And so you could treat socialism like it's a 4-letter word or a derogatory comment. I don't.
No, I really don't either.
It's a way of thinking, a way of acting where we're just there for our community and the people around us, and we want to make our communities a better place. I don't see why that's so wrong. And to share in the wealth that we all deserve, so that none of us have to go homeless, none of us have to go hungry, none of us have to go without a job, and we all feel like we have worth in this life. And I love Bernie Sanders. So he was having a speech in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and we went and we piled in the car and we brought my mom with too.
We had our chaperone and we had snacks.
It was
and
music.
music.
Like a coming around moment, because my mom took me out canvassing when I was a kid in the 80s for Jesse Jackson. And now I was able to take her to a Bernie rally in 2025.
Got her special seating
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Travis does so much for me. So if Travis wants to go see Bernie, we're going to see Bernie. If Travis wants to go anywhere, we're going to go because he does so much for me and our podcast.
Yeah.
And I have not been to a rally other than I went to see Kamala the last time she was
Right.
in Milwaukee.
Right.
But I haven't been doing outwardly political stuff out in the open because I I quit. Like, I literally laid in that bed on the day after election. It was like, I quit. I can't do this anymore.
But this is what we've been screaming about. Like,
Yeah.
so for the last couple months on this podcast that we've been doing it. Somebody needs to be doing rallies. Somebody needs to be doing
something,
basically,
not sitting in Congress. I mean, yes, we want people sitting in Congress. Like, Jasmine, oh my God, what is that girl's name? Jasmine Crawford. I appreciate her and the other electeds that are in committee yelling and screaming. Like, I have not ever watched so many committee meetings in my life. Like, I have C-SPAN on my computer, on my tablet, and my phone. So at any given moment, I can pop into a committee meeting because it's really the only place that you can see them unless you see clips. But, like, we need people, and maybe if that's what the older folks could do, I don't know. But somebody needs to be going around and going to these communities that hardcore voted for Trump and talking to them. And that's exactly what Bernie did. Like,
and literally talking to them. I know he didn't like have a question and answer segment or anything.
No,
but when
it wasn't a
anybody
town
like
hall.
called out to like in the audience, like he was responsive.
Right, and it wasn't a town hall, right? Like that.
Right.
There's there's town halls,
Right.
and then there's rallies.
Right.
And at rallies, people get up and they say things, and you cheer, you boo, you clap. They didn't clap for black people, but that's a whole other issue I had with the whole thing. And Travis was like, there wasn't enough time. And I was like, Travis, no, they clapped for everybody else. But like he came in like swinging at corporate greed, wealth inequality, the billionaire class. Like he has that
Universal health care.
Right. He was like, look, this is what we need. These are the things that are going to save money. The stuff that they're talking about is bullshit. Like, he gave us the State of the Union that we should have gotten on Tuesday last week, but then we got all of the bullshit, and then him trotting people out and him talking about transgender mice. Like, that was, like, I want to get a t-shirt that says, I am a product of a transgender mouse. That's, like, literally... If anybody wants to make me a t-shirt that says that, I literally will wear it. You guys have no idea the crazy shit that I wear on my body just to prove a point. Like here.
I think the funniest meme I saw all week was wait till he hears that there's a whole trans orchestra in Siberia.
Like, right. Like, wait, what? They're coming for Christmas? Yes, they come every year, sir. Right, they do. They go to the White House every year. What the, like.
Not this year.
No, they won't be this year. Like, I just want to be able to, like, buy my dad some eggs and they don't cost me $10. Like, that's what I would like to be able to do.
Yes.
So one of the things that I found really interesting, and then we're going to talk about some funny stuff that happened, was there were people there who were, Free Palestine folks, which, if Travis can tell you what is around my neck, I wear a pendant that's Palestine every day. I have for the past probably 2 years now, and it's in honor of my sister Linda Sowers, who we hope to very, very soon have come on the show, and we're just gonna let her have it because I like to go to sources and to people who are closest to the solution, and that's people who have lived experience. And Linda's entire family is from Palestine, and even though she grew up here, her kids live there now. But he handled that so gracefully.
Yeah, they tried to interrupt the speech.
They
basically.
did try to interrupt.
They tried to interrupt.
And he said...
He was in the middle of talking about something else, and they started yelling, Free Palestine. And he stopped. He stopped, and he addressed them directly.
And I loved what he said.
And said what he's going to do about it. And he said, hey, I hear you. And he said, I've got a bill that I'm about to introduce into the Senate that would shut off the funding to the Netanyahu administration completely, 100%. And he's like, you know, and we all know that that probably won't go through, but at least somebody's trying, and like that's really what he intends to do about it. And a lot of times you see Free Palestine, you know, people come up in rallies and speeches and stuff like that. They interrupt and nobody addresses them directly and says what they're going to do about it or anything, you know, or what their views are on it. And he stopped his speech and was like, I hear you.
I hear you. And the funny thing is like when I was getting myself together for the show, it took me, there's not very many articles that mention that fact.
Yeah,
like
when we're reading about the days after the rally, there's not many at all because he dealt with it, and they didn't need to be removed. Then they didn't need to be removed.
Nobody was removed. There was no. It wasn't like when I was at Kamala's rally where folks got forcibly removed in front of me. And they tried to say that that someone was hit by one of them. And I am a part of the Milwaukee Palestine group, and I know that those folks aren't hitting people and being just rude, and you know, there's folks that are banned for life from dem events and all that, all because they're trying to exercise their right to get answers because their families are being murdered by some psychos that were put there by us. I hope y'all understand that I'm sorry, Travis. I hope y'all understand that we are the number one cause of death in this world. Whether it be our own citizens or other people in the world. We are the super predator. And it's disgusting.
We're the apex predator of the world.
Yes, we are the apex predator of the world. We are freaking not Mothra. Who's
Godzilla.
Godzilla, King Kong. That's us.
Yeah.
And we provide the weaponry and the shenanigans for most of everybody else who's out here doing the murdering for us, Israel. Because, again, where are the weapons of mass destruction? Where are they?
Oh.
Bernie was great.
He was.
He talked about he talked about tariffs. And
yeah, he did.
He's like, he talked about tariffs.
You know what?
Are the tariffs on? Are the tariffs off?
Yeah.
Are they on? Are they off?
Yeah.
What are they on? Or are they off?
They're off. They're off. They're off again, and they're
but Canada's
as
are
of
on?
today, as of Monday, the 10th of March. They're delayed again because really he's just using it as a bargaining tool to get what he really wants. He doesn't actually want to run the country that way. I don't believe that he actually wants to fund the government through tariffs and tariffs alone. He's just using it as some kind of bargaining tool to get the things that he wants out of Mexico, out of China, the bargaining position, and he's finding it's not working. And just today, the new Prime Minister of Canada said that
he's not the Prime Minister
not
yet.
the Prime Minister, but he's
the
incoming.
leader of the party or something.
Right.
Yeah.
They announced that they're going to be. They have 25% tax on all electricity coming into the United States.
Right, and that's like that's. I think there's some spots in northern Wisconsin. That's the UP. Like they showed a map of all the states that get energy from
Canada.
Mm-hmm. Like what? And then I was just looking at my notes and it's like what? So, like, China is supposed to get a 10% tariff, but Shein and Temu are dodging it because by using a loophole that lets them ship goods tax-free if it's under $800. So, hey, folks, as a person who loves Temu and Shein right now because she keeps dropping a lot of weight, don't order over $800 and you will be all right. Since we can't order from Amazon. Everybody's ordering shit from China. Tariff used to be like China, China, China. What?
I know most of the products that he produces himself are made in China. You know, all the
The
cheap
gold
sneakers
chainers,
and
they're not Nikes? I thought they were Nikes.
Are those Nikes? I don't know.
They
that they're
look like
Nikes.
Nikes, though, Travis.
I don't think they have a swoosh on them, though.
Travis,
I don't think they have a swoosh on them.
Niggas out here saying, "Oh, excuse me."
It's okay.
Them people, them men out here saying they Nikes.
I don't think.
I don't think they're Nikes.
No,
either.
I don't.
The
think,
Gold Bible comes from China.
I don't know that for sure, but
Pretty sure, probably.
Probably.
They don't even practice Christianity in China.
Yeah.
For the most part, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's
Okay.
against the law.
Okay, well, just
But
so
I don't
y'all
know.
know,
I don't know
I
for sure.
put that in my notes for everybody. Don't order over $100 from Temu, and you're fine because they don't charge you taxes.
I thought the best part of the Bernie rally, Davette, my favorite part,
Was when he shook my hand.
yeah, that was my favorite part. Yeah.
I know it wasn't.
My favorite part was when he brought up examples of history, and towards the end of his speech, and he was talking about how overcoming people, like he was coming up with solutions and talking about how overcoming people with this much power and this much money is very difficult, and it may seem like it's an insurmountable problem, you know, and how do we even fight something like this? And he brought up examples of history, and he was like, defeating the King of England to win our independence as a country was very hard, but we made it happen.
Right.
And fighting the Civil War
Was
and
very
ending
hard.
slavery was really hard, but we made it happen. Women's suffrage was really hard, and a lot of people died, but we made it happen.
Are women's
Civil
suffrage
rights.
People died for women's suffrage.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the civil rights movement.
A lot
and,
of people died.
and all of those things, and that doesn't mean that we shouldn't fight or that this isn't worth it. You know, like we are going to overcome being ruled by these billionaires, and it's going to be super hard.
I would have people to go and study the 30s. Travis and I are in the middle of studying the 30s, and we are gonna have I'm working on an episode about the 30s and how it's mimicking now, and we'll make it make sense for you soon, because it's important, because in my brain, my crazy little brain that can, for some reason, patterns, us neurodivergent people see patterns. I was trying to figure out why does this seem familiar? And I'm not just talking about the mustache man stuff, right? Why does
there's other stuff that happened, in the 30s with, of course, the stock market crash in 29, and then the Dust Bowl and all this stuff that happened. And
and it's looking real familiar.
What happened today? A big ass stock market crash.
Right. And so people, history, I hate to say it always repeats itself, and it's repeating itself. So Bernie, he's just the tariffs is crazy. And so, we are about action, right? I was so fired up after it's over. First off, shook Bernie's hand. And they're very soft, if anybody wanted to know. For a man of his age, his hands are. Your man's almost 90, I think, right? He's almost 90?
83.
Yeah, he's 83, right? He's got soft hands. His hair is impeccable of what he has. His hair that he has left, it's great. He did not smell like an old man.
And he walked on with a smile on his face.
He walked in with a smile on his face.
This is his purpose. And he knows it. And
he shook everyone's hand.
Yeah.
And he took pictures with us.
Yeah.
And he was so nice. He's like, just make it fast, in his little voice. And then there was this lady sitting next to me. And people make me nervous. I was a little nervous when they were crowding us around, but I got my shit together. And then the little lady asked me about my book, and we were talking, and then her daughter told me that she was 93, 94.
I think it's in 94.
94 years old. And I'm just thinking, wow, what has that lady seen? She's almost 100 years old. That means that, what?
She's seen more than Bernie. And also, at 94 years old and in a wheelchair, she asked her daughter, Her daughter didn't coax her into going. She asked her daughter to bring me to the Bernie rally.
Yeah.
In the middle of an overcrowded gym with
3,000 people in it.
4,000 people in the gym.
No, it wasn't. 1,000 was an overflow.
Okay.
So it's 3,000 people in the gym, and then there was an overflow.
Okay.
And
but still, it was standing room only.
Right.
In there, you know,
and they made space for her in the we were in the accessible area.
Mm-hmm.
Travis's mother is on cane. I can't stand for long periods of time, so I have my walker, and we had a good time. Other than the Secret Service being anal retentive.
Well, that's okay.
It's okay. That's their job.
That's their job.
Right. But we had a good time, and we heard some weird music at the beginning. And then people were upset about the guitarist's name. They were confused, but it was Kenosha.
Yeah, Laura Jane Grace, she's actually the lead singer from a post-punk band in the early 2000s called Against Me. And, weird opener for Bernie, but...
but hey, that's probably all they could get.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the Kenosha and Walworth Dems they're a crazy crew of white ladies. I had a good time with them in 2019 canvassing for Tip McGuire. But so we field trip. Hopefully I can get Travis to take a field trip on Friday. I don't know.
On what?
On Friday.
For what?
There's a protest at some Republican dinner in Appleton that I'd like to go to. Angela's going to be there, our guest for next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
We'll see.
We're not going to participate in the protest. We're just going to observe it.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, so here's some things you guys can do.
First of all, if Bernie's speaking in your area,
please go. Just go. It's very, I mean, they might not have snacks and water, but he is wonderful. Mm-hmm. And maybe your music will be a little better than ours. And bang on the bongos. Bang on the bongos, Bernie. Bang on the bongos, Bernie. And hopefully your accessibility will be better too. Because it was bad.
Everything seemed to have been. There wasn't a lot of planning that went into it. It seems like he planned on doing this little tour in an impromptu situation, and places got it together the best they could. There's no ticketing situation or anything like that.
The Dems are historically
they just
bad.
said, "Here it is. This is what's happening. Right. Pack the room or don't."
Yeah, he's historically bad at.
I think they did the best they could. I mean, I didn't see a lot of huge problems. There weren't, people falling out.
Travis doesn't have the eye that I do for planning things. But I had a good time because I went with my other family. The Talliers. Talliers.
I'm the only Tallier. My mom's not.
No, she is a
Wolodko.
And we had a good time because Travis's mom had all the snacks. And Travis, I think, forgot to tell her about my little tiny stomach.
She's a mom. She comes with snacks, Yeah. That's what they do.
That's what they do. And I don't have a mom, so it's nice to be mommed.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
What do we do?
Keep calling them goddamn representatives.
Call them.
You can call whoever you want at this point. It is a free for all. You can keep calling your bum ass representatives. If your representatives aren't bum asses, congratulations. We have bum ass representatives, except for we have Gwen, and she's lovely. I love Gwen. Gwen is trying. I mean, she's an older American. I don't know what else she can do, but she's trying. But the rest of the state of Wisconsin, you're all bums. Oh, except for Mark Pocan, who I got to see. Hi, Mark. Mark is the best. He is a magician. He's gonna make some magic. He did speak before Bernie and introduce him, and it was good to see him. I hadn't seen him forever. Mm-hmm. But he's down there. Mark is down there, and I mean, we do have some other good state representatives. Not Sean Duffy though, but he's not a rep anymore anyway. He is the Secretary of Transportation. The other thing is, let's support small and local businesses. We really, as much as we love Amazon, It's time to stop. And then we got to start holding these corporations accountable. They say Shein and Temu, but we're fine with them not doing what they're doing. I'm okay with their not charging us shipping stuff. But get them other ones. I don't know which ones, but not Shein and Temu. And then support ethical companies that pay their workers fair wages and invest in their workers. And then just keep voting. I know it sounds repetitive, but here's the thing. If more people would have voted instead of sitting out or voting for Jill Stein or even voting for or just going to vote and not voting for president, because a lot of people did that shit, we would not be in this situation. Thank you, Michigan community of Muslim people. Because of one, like I want to have a panel of one issue voters and have a discussion. I really do. Because I don't understand. Because now we're all suffering.
Single issue voters, I
can't. So
I don't know.
I can't. So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I think the most important thing, if you really agree with Bernie and most of the rest of us that we really are being run by billionaires, the easiest way to get them to change their tune or to do anything is to hit their bottom line, because that's what's really driving them to try to affect all these policies in government, is because they want to grow their businesses and make it, I don't know how big is ever enough for companies like Amazon and Meta and, you know, Tesla. But the only way we're going to ever get them to change their tune is if we hit them where their bottom line is. And so, yes, stop ordering from Amazon. Stop using Meta altogether, I guess. I don't know, like, and stop paying for their sponsored bullshit. And
you know what I did? I went in, there's a way to go in and like turn off all the ads.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok on it. I will find the TikTok and share it on our TikTok. But there's a way to go in and turn off the ads. So yes, you can, like, if there's like, I love Converse. So I don't mind Converse ads coming through because I want to see the new shoes. So like I only get ads from Converse. There's a other shoe company that I like, but I turned off all the rest of my ads. And that, like, I love it so much because I'm not inundated with ads when I watch reels, when I'm scrolling through Facebook, and that means that I'm not participating in giving Mark Zuckerberg money because the ads aren't running on my page. And there's a way in your settings to do it. I will share that video because you can still use Facebook without helping him make money. You just have to know how to do it. And you can do the same thing on Instagram. And then, you know, TikTok is not really running any ads right now. They have like a stupid one from Eva Longoria, and then like most of the ads that are on TikTok are for the products that are on TikTok. So like, you know, there's ways you can safely use the internet without helping pay people for it.
Yep.
So we're gonna sign off for now. But we want you to stay close and tuned because we are embarking on a new adventure.
Are we?
Yeah, well.
What kind of adventure?
We've been noticing that men have been behaving badly.
The fuck you say?
Yes. I mean, Travis, I'm not saying all men are
You
behaving
mean me?
Not you. No, Travis, you're lucky.
Because I'm a man.
You are a man.
Right.
And we are bringing our lovely, lovely friend all the way from the West Coast in on this. Because what has been happening is I get these messages with these screenshots and these videos of men just doing the most ridiculous stuff. And I really can't believe that it's happening, because I try to pay not attention to men. For the most part, I don't want to pay attention to them right now. I'm still healing from my divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought it would be fun to just have a podcast with Ava Germain, who you all know. She's been on the podcast a couple of times, where we sort of break down and talk about like politics, men out there in the wild just are running muck and free, and then just like stuff that's happening in the media, and with men and women, and just like, why are these things happening? I do have a master's degree in psychology, so we're gonna look at it from the perspective of like men, toxic masculinity, like why are men, like, is this because they're not taught like how to be sensitive? Like, is it coming from societal, men don't know how to cope, and girls are taught how to behave, and so like there's like this dynamic that we just want to explore. We're hoping that it'll be a little funny, a way for people to come away from, like, sometimes our podcast can get really serious, even though we try to be funny. And we just wanted like something we could do that was just sort of aloof. And
yeah, this is going to be, I mean, we will deal with some serious issues, but there's going to be a little more shit talking, a little more laughing, a little more bullshitting. And the idea is of it is that you and Ava I am going to fly in blind to every episode, and we may have some other surrogate male to come in to replace me at some point.
We're trying to find one.
Yeah, if we can get another male in my seat. But the idea is to bring a man to the table who has no idea about the subject, so has no way to prepare.
Nope.
No way to prepare whatsoever.
No preparing.
And be able to hedge your answers and be able to do the research. No, it all has to come off the top of your head. And they're going to bring subjects to me and come with stories and everything and ask for my honest reaction and ask me almost to speak for all men. And I'm 100% here for it. I can give my perspectives on what I think of the issue, what I would do in the situation, and also why I think men are doing what they do. Because I think about this a lot too. I don't have a master's degree in psychology, but I did go to college for psychology.
And you're a man.
And I'm a man. And and I grew up with a mom who was a social worker my entire life, and she went to school for psychology and social work. So I mean, I've thought about these kind of issues and how the interpersonal relationships between men and women and people of all kinds, and why they treat each other the way that they do. And so,
and the name is like, we're using men loosely, like it's an equal opportunity like discussion about like the brains of humans and how they relate, but there's really a pun in there because it's like men be behaving badly.
Men be behaving badly.
Yeah, they be behaving badly.
So the name of the podcast is
Men Behaving Badly.
Men Behaving Badly.
Yes.
It's going to be pronounced behaving.
But you'll, like, when you see it, you'll get it when you see it.
Men behaving badly.
Yeah. And so that's, like, when we were talking about it, that's how it came out my mouth. And then Ava and I cracked up. And so... Men behaving. Yes. Behaving badly.
Behaving.
Yeah, they do. And so we just want... And then we're also going to have a supplement to that where... Every week we take a Cosmo quiz, but they're not the Cosmo quiz from the current editions. They're from the 70s or 80s.
So they're from the 70s and 80s. We have a large collection of Cosmo quizzes.
Too many.
You cannot find these quizzes. Nope. And I've tried before. You cannot find these quizzes posted anywhere online.
Nope.
These very old Cosmo quizzes. So we're going to bring you some of these old Cosmo quizzes with, insane subject matters and stuff like that. And
some of them are pretty raunchy.
You can score along with us while you're listening because we'll have the whole point system and then how you can total all up in the end. And
See how you do.
Christine, my significant other, will be leading these quizzes.
She's the quiz master.
She's the quiz mistress, and she's going to be presenting these quizzes to us, and we'll answer as honestly as we can. And so the question I have to ask you, is this going to be on the Make It Make Sense podcast channel, or is this all going to be on its separate own Men Behaving Badly channel?
We haven't worked that out yet.
Okay.
So
Because it could be considered all along the same lines of the Make It Make Sense podcast family.
yeah, it is in the family. I think that's one thing we have to work out. But for now,
Right.
you'll be able to find this teaser episode and the first quiz under the Make It Make Sense podcast until we figure out what we're doing, because this just came out of the being drunk on anesthesia and pain meds in the hospital.
Yeah. So,
Because that's where it came from. We were laughing, and we called Travis and said, hey, we have this new idea for a podcast while Davette is hooked up to IVs.
and I was sitting there alone by myself in my apartment thinking, you know what I need? I need another podcast to do.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing enough podcasts.
Not doing enough podcasts.
I need to do one more,
Well,
and actually two more.
Yeah,
so
let's just
let's
pile
do
it
them.
on. So we hope that you're going to love it. And so we're going to go record that now. And we hope to talk to you all soon. Please forgive us. We are going to be sort of taking a small little break because our tarot cards told us to take a break. So just hang on and enjoy what we have. Go back and take some notes. And please, you know our socials. You know the email. Send us some email. You don't email.
Make Sense Podcast 123 at gmail.com. Make Sense Podcast 123 at gmail.com.
Fuckers, email us, okay? We love you.
Bye.
Drink some water.
Bye.
Take a bath.
Make good choices.
Make good choices.
Go see Bernie.
Go see Bernie if he comes, and we'll talk to you soon.
Searching for the light shines through the shadows. With every step I take, I'm trying to find my way back home. Let's make